So I get this question all the time. What's the difference between purchasing a single family home and a condo in the state of Florida? Well, there are some distinct differences. So if you're thinking about purchasing a home in the state of Florida and you're wondering which one you should buy, those differences can cost you a lot of money if you're not aware. And we're going to go over each one of them in detail right now. What's up, everyone? Sean McManaman here with the Vomero McManaman Group, brokered by eXp Realty. If this is your first time to our channel, we make videos every week about living in Tampa Bay, living in Florida, and real estate. So hit that subscribe button, tap on that little bell, and you'll be notified each time we make a new video. All right, so we're going to get into the differences right now. The number one difference, and this is big, and that is price. Because when you're purchasing a single family home and a condo, you're purchasing two totally different things. You got a single family home that sits on land, so you're purchasing that home and the land. And a condo, you're basically buying a unit within a building. You don't get the ownership of the land. So there is a big difference in price. Currently in the state of Florida, the median sales price of a single family residence is $270,000. The median sales price for a condo is $205,000. So you got a pretty big difference of $65,000. If you're a first-time home buyer, you may want to look at a condo, but there are mortgage restrictions because you get more, maybe more square footage with your money on a condo. We're going to go over that mortgage difference next, but the number one and biggest difference is price. Okay, so I could do a whole video on just the mortgage part of buying a single family home versus a condo, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make this brief because there are distinct differences. So, single family home, there really aren't a lot of restrictions. You can do a conventional loan all the way down to 3%, FHA, great for first-time homebuyers, all the way down to 3.5%, VA, veterans and active duty military, great because you can buy with zero money down, USDA in certain locations, same thing, zero money down. And then there's a lot of portfolio options with some banks. So single family home is much less restrictive when it comes to mortgages. The home itself doesn't have to be approved other than the appraisal. But let's jump over to a condo, okay? So condos are much more restrictive. You can do conventional financing down to 3%, but there's a lot of layers that go on top of that. Credit score, debt to income ratio. The development itself has to qualify for Fannie Mae too. And sometimes that doesn't work out. FHA and VA, very limited because it has to be FHA and VA approved to be able to do a mortgage in there. And in Florida, there aren't many, believe me. So if you're thinking about, you're a first-time home buyer, you want to do an FHA loan, it's going to be tough to buy a condo. If you're a veteran, active duty, you want to do a VA, oh, it's going to be real restrictive because VA is very restrictive on condos. Now, they've loosened up a little bit, both FHA and VA, a little bit, but it is complicated. And also the approval process of the lender approving the development. They have to approve the whole development. Fannie Mae has to be okay with it. FHA and VA has to be okay with it. There's a lot of rules when it comes to investor mix and things like that. So, in summary, it's much more complicated to get a mortgage for condos. Single family homes, much easier, probably better for FHA and VA. Okay, so the number three difference between the two is value and price appreciation. There is a difference between the two. I don't like talking about that because when you purchase a home to live in your primary residence, you're buying it because you want to live in something you own. Well, people do, and you know you do, you look at what's going to happen in the future with the value of my home. For the most part, single family homes appreciate and hold their value better than condos. For the most part. Condos are more sensitive to economic crisis. So back in 2008, when the mortgage meltdown happened, condos values fell significantly more than single family homes, even though single family homes dropped also. But condos really dropped, and it took them a long time to come back. and it took a long time for lenders to open up to lending on them. Now, currently, we're in the coronavirus situation. Snowbirds come down and purchase condos for second homes. That has not happened significantly this year. That is going to have an effect on condos. I can guarantee it going forward. We don't know what that's going to be, but there is a difference. Condos appreciate and hold their values less than single family homes. So if you're thinking about that, that's something you want to consider. Okay, the number four difference is something that's obvious, but I'm going to state it anyways, and that's ownership. Okay, so what are you going to own when you purchase each one of them? So, single family home, you purchase the home, the house, the building, and you own the land that it's attached to. Sometimes that land can be very valuable. So, on a condo, you are just basically buying a unit inside of a building or a development. You only own the walls in. You do not own the land. So you purchase a home, you own the land, you can do things to the land, you can put structures on the land depending on your restrictions in your area. Condo, you can't do that. You really only have control over the inside, and sometimes that's restrictive also. So that's a difference you want to consider. Okay, the number five difference is the amount of fees that you pay on a monthly basis. Okay, for a single family home, you're not required to pay monthly fees on anything really, unless you're escrowing for your mortgage, then you are. But let me just go through the fees on a single family home quickly. So you have your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, your flood insurance. Flood insurance if you're in a flood zone, and you may have HOA dues, a homeowners association dues. Okay, so the property taxes are a little higher on a single family home. Homeowners insurance and flood insurance is going to be higher for sure because you have to cover the exterior, okay, interior and exterior. And if you're in a community that has an HOA, you're going to have to pay that either monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual. So let's jump over to condo because this is where it gets big for people and they purchase a condo and it freaks them out sometimes. I have people say, I don't want to pay that big monthly. Well, that big monthly sometimes covers a lot of different things. So let's go into that. For a condo, you have what's called a condo fee, maintenance fee, HOA, it's all the same. You have it monthly for a condo. And what that usually covers, and for Florida, it ranges from the mid $150 a month range all the way up to the thousands of dollars a month range, depending on what it covers. The higher fees, a monthly fee, probably the nicer the development and it covers more things. So let's go over what it covers. Number one is it's going to cover your insurance. Okay, when you buy a condo, you don't have to worry about the exterior. The master policy covers all that and it's included in your monthly dues. That's flood insurance also. So your insurance, you don't have to go out and get a separate homeowner's policy. You have to get a policy to cover your contents walls in, but that's significantly cheaper. So it's covered, it's included in your monthly fee. The other thing the monthly fee covers is maintenance of the exterior. You don't have to mow your yard. You don't have to maintain the outside, the roof, or anything like that. The monthly fee covers that. If you have a pool, they're going to clean your pool. Basically, they're going to take care of all the outside. That's the benefits of living in a condo. That's included in the monthly. Also included in the monthly is probably going to be, and this doesn't happen on every case, but your water bill, your trash collection, probably going to be included. You may get some basic cable. So for the monthly condo fee or HOA fee, it does cover a lot of things. It can be large, but that's something you want to look at when you're buying a condo. You want to see what do the fees cover, because you may think it's high and then all of a sudden you're thinking, well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to pay for trash. I don't have to pay for water. So the monthly fee can be high, but it can be beneficial to you. Okay, so the number six difference is maintenance. Maintenance, and that's why a lot of people buy condos. That's why people retire into a condos, because there's a big difference. On a single family home, for the most part, you're responsible for the maintenance of the exterior. You got to mow your yard, you got to clean your pool, you got to trim your hedges, you've got to do outside work. And a lot of people, they don't want to do outside work, so they move to a condo. For a condo, included in your fee that I just talked about is going to be Maintenance. They take care of all that. They maintain the exterior, they mow, they do the trimming, and in Florida, that's big, believe me, because you're mowing every week in the summer. So they take care of that. They take care of the pool. They take care of any other amenities out there. So that's one of the big benefits of living in a condo is that, hey, you're responsible for your inside area, and that's it. And the association maintains the exterior. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so the number 7 difference between the two is going to be the rules and regulations. Now, when you purchase a condo, that's the first thing or one of the first things you have to look at. What are the rules and regulations? Because there are many. Okay, they can include pets, and this is big now. What kind of pet can you have? Dog or cat? What are the weights? What are the breed restrictions? Used to be you couldn't have any of those things in a condo, but now you can. So you got to look at that. What are the rules and regulations as to if you want to make improvements on the interior? Sometimes you have to look at those, and sometimes the association has to approve what you're even doing on the inside. And that includes what contractors you can use. Also on the exterior, what are the rules on the outside? You have a pool, what are the hours? What can you do at the pool? Can you have a party? You know, what kind of outdoor activities can you do? Well, even indoor parties. Can you rent your unit? That's something that people overlook a lot. That sometimes you have a restriction where you got to live there for a year before you can rent. Sometimes you can't rent at all. So those are the things you got to take a look at. Rules and regulations can be very restrictive on a condo, but then again, they can be very beneficial. Keep your development quiet so there's people not renting on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. So you want to take a look at those rules and regulations. Now, on a single family residence, most of the time you don't have a lot of rules and regulations. You can do what you want on the exterior. You can do whatever improvements you want within reason, within code. And sometimes if you live in an HOA, a really restrictive HOA, you do have to follow the rules and regulations for that. But for the most part, single family homes are different. So you want to take a look at that. Rules and regulations are something big that you want to consider. Okay, so I saved the best for last, the thing that you better consider if you're going to purchase a condo, and that is special assessments. So this is a big difference between the two. Buy a single family home, for the most part, you do not have special assessments. You might have a minor one for paving of a road, maybe something like that, but it's rare. For a condo, special assessments can happen. And if you're not careful, if you don't examine the budget, then you could move in and buy this place and then get hit with a special assessment a year later. That's a big monthly fee that you weren't anticipating. So you've got to look at the budget. When you go to purchase a condo, your realtor should help you with this and take a look at the budget. The lender's going to look at it too. They want to see what kind of reserves. When you buy a condo, you want to make sure that there are actual reserves in the budget that shows that if they want to make improvements, that they can. So a special assessment comes in when they don't have those reserves. So if they want to put on a new roof, then they're going to have to pay for it somehow, and the owners are going to foot the bill. So you're going to get hit with a special assessment, which is on a monthly basis. And if that roof costs, let's say $50,000 or $100,000, probably a lot more than that with a big condo, then they're going to break that up by the units, and you're going to have to pay that. And you're going to have to pay that in a period of time. So sometimes that can bite you when you buy a condo. Just be aware that it can happen, and look at the budget closely. I've said that a couple times. Look at the budget. Make sure you examine it, make sure they have reserves. Okay, so that's it. Those are the major differences between purchasing a single family home and a condo. We help you with all of this. If you're thinking about purchasing in Florida, either one of these, we can help you out. We make sure all this is done for you. You understand what you're getting into, and we'll help you navigate through it. So I hope you found this helpful. Our contact information is in here. Please subscribe to our channel. Go, take a look around at all our videos. We have a lot of information on it. Once again, take care. Hope you're staying healthy, you and your family. Bye-bye.